Hey guys, what's up? It's iPhone here, and endless missions should be coming back or into the meta of Warframe, right? So once the Void rework came in and they basically blew up the Void, endless missions were pretty much pointless to do because you have the new Void Relic system where you can basically just go in, choose your relic, and do the shortest mission possible, so capture missions, to farm up your new Prime parts, right? So they basically made the endless missions pointless, and that's a reason which a lot of people played the game. They did endurance runs, they seen how long they could survive in T3, T4 survival, and T3, T4 defenses, and really that's a lot of my Prime memories with Warframe, right? So I remember whenever I think it was Master Rank 5, I had my Nova, I had my Balter Prime, and it was just like spamming T4 defenses over and over and over again to get the Lucky Prime systems. And I played in a time where, you got the wave 5 and you would get a reward, and you had to choose whether you wanted to take that reward or keep going on and miss out on that reward, right? So you couldn't just get every single reward for staying 5 waves, and then you got the reward at 10 waves, and then 15, and then 20. You didn't get 4 rewards, you only went in and you only got 1. So it was very high risk, high reward type thing whenever you went in and you did these T4 survivals, T4 defenses, and it added I have to really be powerful and survive in this mission to get what I really want, right? So it added like a sense of I have to really outperform here to get the things I need, and I have to be on par with the enemies that Digital Extremes or the game is throwing my way, right? And I thought that was really insane because this is the first ever game that I played which actually introduced that to me. It was the first ever game where there was actually a risk for dying, right? And I thought that was like the best thing ever because I was like, whenever I died, I was like, shit. Well, I would just turn and say, why are you playing Ash, dude? That is like, why would you do that? Why aren't you playing Frost? Why aren't you playing Loki with this arm? Why aren't you doing this, that, and the other? And it was really frustrating, but it was also really cool at the same time because those who played the game and invested their time into it were the people who got rewarded, and that was a time that I really enjoyed in Warframe. And a lot of people who play nowadays, they weren't around for that time, and I feel like that was the most enjoyable time in Warframe, where there was risk to things that you did in the game. You actually had to perform, you actually had to play well, where now it's kind of just, yeah, you can sit there in the corner, press 4, and everything's fine, right? Back in the day, you had to be on your guard, you had to be mowing down those enemies, you had to be doing this, that, and the other, and there was no taunt core, there was no, what's the sonic core, there you go, there was no sonic cores, there was nothing like that there, and the most powerful thing that we had at the time was the Cyanoid Gamma core, which just released. It was the most powerful thing that we had at the time, and people exploited that to hell whenever it came to T4 defenses, right? We'd have 2 mags with the pre-nerf shield polarize, a frost, no, it wasn't 2 mags, it was 2 speed novas, and it was a frost and a mag, because mag, you could build as much range as you wanted on mag, build a lot of power strength and efficiency, and then you would just press 2 and that would be your nuke, right? Pair that with the 2 novas, 2 molecular primes, I completely butchered that word, and then your frost to keep the pod alive, right? Because you could just spam snow globe over and over and over again. You're able to do that there and basically just speed through defenses. Obviously, this is talking at a time where you could get all your rewards, right? So people would just speed through, get the wave 60, then extract, or get the wave 100 and then extract. But you had to be very skilled to do that. You had to have a very coordinated team. You had to have your shield osprey. You had to have your energy plates, just to basically speed through it as efficiently as humanly possible, right? Back whenever you didn't get every reward, you had to survive. So you're based around surviving. So you might have had a Frost, and then you had a Trinity, you had, all these frames which would be really extremely tanky, not focus on necessarily killing the enemies as fast, but just keeping your entire squad alive, which was really cool. There used to be an exploit with Trinity where you'd be able to use your Link ability, and you could use your Link ability and then use your Blessing ability in combination, hit Link and then hit Blessing, stand in front of the lasers, have max range on your Link, stand in front of those lasers, and any enemy that was connected to your Link would instantly die because you had that 100% damage reduction. Trinity was an insanely good tank plus damage dealer back in the day. It was insane. I think the person who originally uploaded that was called the Afro Ninja. I'm not too sure. I will try to find it and leave it down in the description. And it was just a really cool time where there's all these different things being found, all these different methods of completing these particular missions as fast as possible, or surviving these missions for as long as possible. There's all these cool different strategies. I think the most fondest memory that I have of playing Warframe was probably my 3 hours and 10 minutes T-free survival with a guy called Blaze Hun. Those of you who are like longtime PS4 players, Blaze Hun was the PS4 streamer because he had, I think it was 40,000 platinum solely off trading. He never spent a penny on the game at all. Like, he would just do 3-hour T-free survivals all day long. And the one time that I joined him, it was a squad of Nova, Mag, Loki, and Necros. I was the Necros, so my job was to pretty much stand there and swipe left on the touchpad of my PS4 controller for the entirety of the mission. And we held off in a like a connected room, right? So it's just like a plus sign, and it was like it was basically a cross room, and there was enemies were spawning on all 4 like doors that were in that room. And because they all 4 were spawning, like each player would be assigned one of these doors. They would just shoot through that door with, their bolter prime or their turret or whatever weapon it was that they were using to deal a lot of DPS. You know, you'd have weapons like the Dread. You'd have, the Phage was a big fan favorite at the time. The turret was used to kill the nullifiers. The bolter prime, I used the bolter prime because I was an absolute noob. I did this whenever I was master rank 13. But yeah, it was insane. The payout for that mission was insane. I looked at all that stuff that I got and I'm like, wow, I just got all of that cool stuff simply because I was able to survive in that mission. And I was like, damn, I am a beast. I was so good at this game. And my friend was watching the live stream and he was like, holy shit, what did you get? Like, that was so cool. How much credits did you get? How much is that worth in terms of platinum? You should sell all that stuff. And it was super crazy. And I was like, whoa, that was the coolest thing that I've ever done in my gaming experience ever. But sadly, that's been taken away, and not everyone's able to do that anymore because of the new Void Relic system. Now, I did mention that it was going to be coming back in some way, shape, or form, but will it be as exciting as that? Will there be that risk-reward factor that I was speaking about previously? I have no idea. I have no idea if Warframe is ever going to go back to that state of really good players are rewarded for being really good, and then really bad players are punished for being really bad. I have no idea if it's ever going to go back to that state, but that was personally what I really enjoyed about the game back in the day. You know, the strong kept getting stronger, and the weak had to get good before they were able to get strong, right? So they actually had to go in, learn about the game, and understand that before they could get good. And that's basically how you ascended in terms of Warframe, right? That's how everyone who is where they are today, that's why they got there, because they were able to go in and understand the game. And then we're in a time now where we're sharing our knowledge to everybody who's new and coming in, because digital extremes are getting better at their marketing. They're getting more players to come into the game. They're not, necessarily retaining them that much. So, there's a lot of people coming into the game and there's not a lot of people staying because not everybody knows how to play the game. And that's kind of at fault with their introduction to the game. They kind of just throw you into the universe and they don't really give you like any direction to go in. I guess the new star chart is, their way to basically get people to play the game a little bit more if you're new, because it's meant to be easier, but I don't really see a difference. But, it is what it is. But needless to be said, the Endless Void is coming back, or the Endless Missions are coming back. Whether it is the same type of risk factor, the same type of adrenaline pumping factor, which was previously in the game, because everything you did had a risk to it, I have no idea. A common complaint from the people in my clan is that the game feels really easy now. And I would have to agree with them in that degree, simply because you're able to just go in, get your prime parts, and then that's you done. There's no real challenge to it. All you have to do is go in with like a tanky Naros, or a Chroma, or a Rhino, for God's sake, or Loki, or someone to CC the area, and there you go. You've got your prime part, and that's pretty much it. There's no, I have to kill these enemies to survive. There's no, I have to survive for this long, and there's no, I have to survive this certain amount of waves. It's just, I have to go and get this capture target, and then I extract, and then we pick the best reward at the end, and that's pretty much it. It's rinse, repeat. And that's really boring, at least in my opinion. I have no idea. You guys can leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. This is completely up for discussion because this was a time in Warframe which I absolutely loved. You know, I was in love with the game at this point. This was kind of like my honeymoon phase of the game, I guess you could say. Vehek was the hardest piece of shit ever back in the day because I couldn't kill him. That's sort of the time that I'm talking about here because we had no idea how to kill him. Like he was the hardest boss to kill, and we could not get Hydroid for the life of us, even though we had, you know, our Bolter Primes and our Soma Primes and stuff. We just didn't understand how to mob. We didn't understand how to build, you know, EV Trinity or anything like that there. So it was a struggle. It was hashtag struggles with Flynn, man. So yeah, it was crazy, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that ride off learning the game and, you know, getting shot on by the enemies and, you know, having a sense of danger in the game, I guess. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to be it for this commentary. There's going to be a forum post in the description below, so you guys can go ahead and talk about it. As always, if you don't like the forums, you can comment in the comment section below. And yeah, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, subscribe for more Warframe content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.